Hey, this is Dr. C. How you doing today? Today we're going to talk a little bit about Pilates. Remember when I started all of this routine, it was basically a Pilates routine. And then we introduced a lot of the yoga, the Tai Chi, all of those different things into your exercise program. So we haven't really talked about where Pilates fits in. So I thought we'd devote this program to Pilates. Now, Pilates is a newcomer on the scene, basically, when you compare it to yoga, which has been around for centuries. Pilates started with a man, Joseph Pilates. He was born in Germany back in 1880 and moved to Britain right around the start of the Second World War, it started in Europe roughly about 1914, 1915, right in that area. The United States didn't get into it until 1917. But he moved to England and set up a studio there. He was born with asthma, childhood arthritis. In other words, he had a difficult time originally when he was a young man. So he really dealt with a lot of the therapy that he was introduced to for his asthma and his arthritis. He went into yoga, he went into loads of different things. He became an instructor in exercise. And in fact, he ran classes for exercise when he lived in Germany and then when he lived in England. So he was placed in an internment camp in England during the First World War. Now you remember those internment camps because we had one here in the Second World War. We interned a lot of the Japanese population here in the United States. We're not going to deal with those camps at all, but that's a whole topic in itself. But nevertheless, he was there and he was introducing a lot of these exercise programs to the people in the internment camp. Now it was interesting because in 1918, there was the big flu epidemic, 1819. So what happened then? None of the people in his camp got the bad flu. None of them died. None of them, compared to the number of thousands of people who died around them. Well, that got the attention of the British government, obviously. So they wanted to hire him to be an instructor to their army and all. Well, after the war, he moved back to Germany, and then in 1923, moved to the United States. Went to New York City and opened a studio there. He married a young lady called Clara, and he and Clara opened that studio. Clara was his third wife. He had had two wives previously in Germany and several children, up and left, married Clara, came to the United States. He fortunately opened his studio right next door to the New York Ballet Company. And so immediately, a lot of the dancers came to his studio where he taught a lot of his exercises to the dancers. Now, why were his exercises so popular with dancers at that point? Look at first the principles of Pilates. What are the general principles? He called his studio contrology. Basically, control. Control of your muscles all the time, not just during your exercise, but controlling your muscles all the time. Because remember, any muscle that you move, there's also an opposite effect. Others stretch, others contract. So they do that at the same time. Some contract, some stretch and open. flexion and extension. And so, contrology is what he called his exercise. And basically, he told his pupils, you need to learn how to control all of your motions. And he developed 34 mat exercises. 34. Now, since that time, his pupils have developed numerous, over 500 different, quotes, Pilates exercises. We're going to deal with his basic 34 initial mat exercises and show you a whole number of them, both modified in a chair and on the mat. So we'll deal with that. So number one was control. Number two was the breathing. Breathing is important with all exercises, but the Pilates breathing is a chest breath, purely chest. Now, why do I say that? Well, you may be more familiar with the yoga breath. The yoga breath, which I think is probably the best damn breath in the world. It's the greatest breath. It is anti-anxiety. And it is improving your oxygen all the time. How do you distinguish a yoga breath and how do you distinguish a Pilates breath? Well, first of all, with a yoga breath, you breathe in through your nose and belly comes out as the diaphragm goes down. So you're taking a big inhale through your nose. You hold it for a moment and then slowly breathe it out through your mouth. You notice there may be a little noise that you hear because it's a prolonged expiration, twice as long as it takes to inhale. You take 2 or 3 of those nice big yoga breaths, the anxiety seems to melt. They use it in childbirth. They use it in a number of different exercises, the yoga breath. Now, the Pilates breath, pure chest breath. In other words, that diaphragm doesn't come down. The belly doesn't come out. When you're breathing in through your nose, belly stays flat. When you breathe out through your mouth, belly goes in. That belly button tries to touch the back of the backbone. So breathing in, breathing out through your mouth. Way in with the belly. People have to learn that. That's not the typical breath. But why did he develop that? Because part of the Pilates method, you might say, has to do with the core of the muscles. Now, number 2 was breathing. Number 3, centering, or the core muscles. All the muscles from the rib cage down to the top of the thighs. All those muscles in the front, side, and back, all those muscles constitute the core. So he was really big on developing those core muscles. So principle number 3 then was the centering. The last principle I want to discuss is basically the flow. With yoga, you do a pose, stretching it out, and then holding it. Breathing in and out. With Pilates, you're going from one exercise that you're repeating, maybe whatever number of repetitions you're going to do, and then you flow into the next exercise. So it's a constant flow. Constant flow. You're constantly moving, flexing, and extending at the same time. So that was the next principle of the Pilates movement. He added a couple of other principles like precision, because the dancers needed not just all those others, but they needed precision. That's why the ballet dancers lean, very precise, and excellent mobility. So those were all of the principles of Joseph Pilates. Since his death in 1967, his students have branched out and have added a lot of things to his method. Now, they took a lot of the things that he developed during his early years. He developed a lot of machines, and they will add the machines into their studios. The most popular ones are the reformer machine, the Wanda chair, the Cadillac, which added to that reformer, a great big Cadillac. Now, these are not machines that you can usually fit in your house. You have to have a studio to really take full advantage of the machines. But he had small things too. He had a round circle that you could push in. It's like a spring, pushing in, pulling out. He used a lot of the small ball technique. He used the bands, weights, light weights. So he used a lot of those different things. We're going to put a picture of Joe Pilates and his wife, third wife, Clara, that you can peruse on the channel. So let's deal with those 34 different exercises that you should be able to do on the mat. Okay. First, we're just going to do some of those same exercises in the chair, and then we'll do some mat, because some of them you cannot do on a chair, unfortunately. So we're going to come forward on the chair, feet always flat on the floor, hip width apart. We take a Pilates breath in, no movement in that belly, and then breathing out, pulling that belly right in. Now we're going to use our arms. Up, stretch them forward, pull them back, stretch them forward. This is a forward fold and back, forward fold and back. Now we're going to add to that. When this arm comes out, this leg goes up. Now you don't necessarily have to move the arm out. You can move the arm up. We've developed that, and we call that the dead bug variation. So if you go with the other one, it's a dead bug. But basically, you're stretching a leg and an arm. Now, his next one is a single leg pull. Right hand on the ankle, left hand on the knee, and we pull it up. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. Other leg, left hand on the ankle, right hand on the knee. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. 1, 2, 3, down. Now we're going to do a double leg pull. Double leg and down. Double pull and down. Double and down. One more. Double and down. So that's a double leg pull. Then he'll have 2 legs out. 2 legs out. And he'll do a bicycle. He'll do a bicycle. Like that. Like a bicycle. Then just the right leg out and up. Slowly down and up and down, and up, and down. Other leg now, up, and down, up, and down, up, and down. He developed others as well. Legs out again, one over the other. Corkscrew, one over the other. Just like that. Now these are all modified, of course, because we're sitting. What else did he do? He had some for the obliques as well. Right leg over, right arm over. Left leg over, left arm over. Now the obliques. This one is stretching, this one is contracting. Over and over. So that's the obliques. He also had some for the back as well. Come forward on your chair again, arms straight up, all the way down. Breathing out. Remember that breathing. I should emphasize that. Certainly Pilates instructors really get on you for that breathing. Whenever you contract your muscles, you breathe out. So breathing in as you come up, contract, breathing out. Breathing in, breathing out. So that's that particular one. What else can we do? We can come arms in back of the head, just like that. Use that right elbow. Touch the left knee. Left elbow, right knee. Right, left. Right, left. One more. Right, left. So that's the twisting exercise for the back muscles. So we did some leg. We did some. We need to do a few of the shoulder exercises as well. That one there, he usually used maybe 10-pound weights. Now 10 pounds for me 10 years ago was not unreasonable. No way I can do that now. So that was just biceps, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we got that arm up, stretching that triceps muscle. How do we exercise that triceps muscle? Hold on to that chair. Walk it out. Straight back. 1, 2, 3. That's getting the triceps coming back. Okay. So those are all modified for the chair. He developed them for the mat. Now we can do a lot more on the mat because he developed these as mat exercises. So he didn't really develop the chair. His pupils basically got into the chair exercises. So let's get into the mat. I'm not going to do all 34, but we're going to do quite a few of them. So we're going to go down one vertebrae at a time. Arms come straight up. We're going to forward fold and down. Forward fold and down. What else did he do? Separated the feet. Arms up. Right hand now comes over to the left and down. Left hand comes up, over to the right, other arm goes out. Let's do one more of those. Right hand out, goes to the left, left arm stretches back and down. Left arm up, over and down. What else did he do? Okay, let's do the 100. How do you do the 100? Legs are going to come up, straight in the air. Before we do the 100, we should do the rolling like a ball. Pulling those legs in, rolling up. grab your hands, your ankles, chin to the chest, roll it back, roll it forward, roll it back, roll it forward, roll it back, roll it forward. That's rolling like a ball. Let's go back down again. Feet about hip width apart. Let's do a bridge. Hands down to the mat. We're going to lift that pelvis up. That's a bridge. And down. Lift the pelvis up. That's a bridge. And down. And a bridge. And down. Now he added to that bridge. We're going to lift up, leg out, and down. And then he did the other side. Lift up, out, and down. So that's the bridge. That gets the glutes as well, which is a good thing. In fact, we'll do some glute exercises on the mat here as well. So what else can we do? We were going to do the 100. That's what started us all out. Legs out, arms out. And we pump. Breathing in, Pilates breath with the first 5 pumps. Breathing out with the next 5. That is the 100. Now the 100 can be modified. A lot of people can't do that with the legs out 45 degrees. So the lower you lower the legs, the tougher it becomes. Straight up is easier. Bending the knees, that's easier too. So there are little modified things that you can do with the 100. Okay, let's go on from there. Legs are going to come straight out, straight back. Whoa, that is way back. Straight up, shoulder stand, and rolling forward. That's another move that Joe Pilates did. All those are great for the abs. Great for the abs. Now, he did some side stuff as well. So let's do some side. We're going to bend that bottom knee, just like that, and onto your forearm. This leg now comes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It can come forward. 1, and back. Forward, and back. Forward, and back. Forward and back. You can do the other side as well, all the way over. Bend that bottom again, onto the forearm again. Now this leg is up. 1, 2, 3, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, forward, back, and down. So that's the side. Now he also did some in a prone position as well. So down you go. The first one, when you're on your back, that's supine. Now we're prone. We're prone. Hands directly under the shoulders. Palms flat on the floor. You're going to lift yourself up. This is like an up dog. And down. Up dog. And down. Now what we're going to do, arms, fingers intertwined. Bring them back. Raise the legs. And relax. Stretch it out. And relax. Stretch it out. And relax. Up onto your knees. These are points. In other words, hands, two hands are points down, two knees down. So what you do, raise the right leg, bring it back, raise the left arm. This is called a bird dog. Now you can have left leg out, right arm out, bird dog. And down. Now to relax like this, you sit back onto your heels, child's pose. Child's pose. And back up again. Now we can do more of the stabilizing muscles. Stabilizing muscles are around the pelvis. That includes the gluteal muscles as well. How do we strengthen the gluteal muscles? Well, if you hold on to your chair in the front, like this, right leg goes back, raising the leg, extending the leg, 2, 3. Or you go to your side, 1, 2, 3. Let's do the other leg. Raise, 2, 3. To the side now, 1, 2, 3. That's the gluteus maximus. Extends and out to the side. How do we do the gluteus medius? Right leg again. Goes back, bend it. Side. 2, 3. Other side, left leg out, bend it. 1, 2, 3. And down. So that helps with the stability of the pelvis. Of course, that has a lot to do with your balance. You've got to have those stable muscles around the pelvis to have good balance. Okay. So that is a very brief description of the 34 basic mat exercises of Joseph Pilates. This is Dr. C. Have a great day.